I'm Michael Unger from Skylight Music Theater. I'm honored to be hosting and interviewing You've Got a Thing through the Milwaukee Theater Alliance. And our guest today, let's see, that way for me, is Katie Cummings of the Pink Umbrella Theater Company. Hi, Katie.
Hi, Michael. How are you?
Good. It's nice to see you. Hope everyone's healthy in your world and all this weirdness, and you know that your theater company's still going strong because it's an amazing organization. I've seen you in action. It's very, it's wonderful. So tell us about your thing.
Sure. So our thing that we're doing right now actually is a month-long digital donation drive. So we have our family foundation, wonderful human beings, Carrie and Susie Silverstein, have issued a matching challenge grant, and they are donating up to $10,000 for every dollar that is donated to Pink Umbrella Theater through Giving Tuesday on December 1st. So we actually had a kickoff event on Sunday where several of our company members performed and hosted, where we made that announcement. So that's kind of our thing right now, is we're in the middle of a donation drive, and any gifts will be matched.
That's wonderful. Yeah, you know, the arts needs help all the time, and now more than ever, because you know we can't do business as usual like so many other businesses out there. But it's really hurting the theater sector, as you all know. Don't need to tell you.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm not sure who all is watching out there, but can you talk a little bit about what Pink Umbrella Theater Company does? Because it's such a unique force in Milwaukee, and it's such a wonderful resource for its participants. So can you just talk about the company in general terms for us?
Yeah, so our mission really is to provide a platform to amplify the voices of disabled actors and artists, specifically here in Milwaukee. Although we've been working with students since we went virtually, we've been working with students and teachers across the nation. And we just started, I'm excited about this too, we just started a brand new group. Some of our teachers identify with a disability, so they started a national group teaching artists identifying with a disability that meets on a monthly basis to talk about navigating the arts world with their particular, you know, diagnosis and how accommodations are made or not made. And so they're meeting monthly. But yeah, our whole gig is really to make sure that we have a place to tell the stories of individuals who identify with a disability, and you know, hire designers and directors and teachers and do all the things with that focus in mind.
What age groups do you work with?
We've worked with as young as 4. So we had a group this summer where they worked with an adult, and we sent packages home, sensory packages home, and then the teachers took them through 4 different stories with sensory engagement, you know, fidgets and toys and smells and sights and sounds throughout their time together. And then our oldest participant right now is 54 years old.
Wow. You know, it's interesting because we've all been forced into the virtual world, which is obviously extremely limiting and, you know, takes away the very important component, the ephemeral component of being there in the space, sharing, you know, across the proscenium, or, you know, from participant to performer, audience to performer. And with the virtual world, we're actually able to expand worldwide, you know, so you actually can reach a different scope of audience, which we could not reach before. So I guess there's a little bit of lemonade in those lemons, but
yeah, we were asked to teach. We taught an improv class in Sri Lanka this summer. So talking about like going global, right? We belong to a lot of different Facebook groups, you know, and those groups have, as you know, I'm sure, right, like have expanded to incorporate the globe. And a woman from Sri Lanka, she reached out and said, do you think you could teach a class? And we were like, yeah, we'll figure that out. So we did.
Wow. So I've been asked this question a lot. Are there things that we have been forced into because of the pandemic that will perhaps outlast the pandemic in a positive way? Like,
sorry, that's my dog.
Oh, good. We love dogs.
My dog, he's got an opinion too. Sorry, can you repeat that?
Oh, I was saying, I've been asked this question, where are there things that you are forced to do because of the pandemic that might outlast the pandemic on the positive, where I hope you would continue the relationship with the people in Sri Lanka, which you would not have found if we weren't in this world, so that's really interesting.
Yeah, we some of our silver linings really are, obviously, like, I don't know if it's obvious to everybody, but as a theater person, like, this is not our format. This is never, we are not, we are never thinking about, ooh, how can I do this digitally? Like, that is not something in 20 plus years of my life have I ever had that thought. And I was incredibly reluctant to go online because our classes are so unique, right? We have 6 to 8 students in a class. Sometimes we have 6 to 8 co-actors or teaching artists or peer-to-peer mentorship in those classrooms, depending upon the needs and the diagnosis that's in the room. And, and I was incredibly hesitant. And my husband, he was like, but you have to figure this out. Like, this isn't, even back in March, he's like, this isn't going away. This is not like, this is something that is bigger than just a couple of weeks, right? And thankfully he had the foresight, to kind of argue with me, and in that, in a very kind argument, was not a bad argument, but in that argument, I was like, the only way that we can do this is if we go 1-to-1. And he just looked at me and he's like, well, there's your answer, right? So we started back in March with 1-to-1 coaching sessions until my teachers found a rhythm, right? We researched, we are a company that does professional development, right? This is not something that is innate to theater artists, teaching and working with individuals with disabilities. I never had a class in special ed when I went to school, right? In conjunction with my theater training. So we worked for a couple of months, just 1-to-1, and found that there was connection. What we also found was that people with sensory sensitivities or mobility issues love this format. They are in their home with their things and their smells, or they are rolling down the hall in their walkers or in their wheelchairs to class, and they're not waiting an hour and a half for transportation to get to an in-person class, right? It's almost instantaneous. So I think as a company, while this was never on our brains or in our creative path, this is definitely a place where we will maintain and keep this Zoom room, I think, for a long time, if not forever, because it does provide accessibility to theater in a way that we would have never thought of providing before.
And I would imagine there's some people that maybe don't know if they could even make it into wherever you're, the place where it happens, and it can happen anywhere now. Yeah, I was gonna ask you that, how are your performers taking to that Zoom format? So really interesting that if they're in a comfortable environment, familiar environment, that may be even better for them.
Yeah, we have a student who we love very dearly. She's in high school, and I've been working with her for a long time. And in person, it's terrifying for her to be in person and doing any kind of solos or talking. She does not like that kind of spotlight on her when we're in an in-person class. But she, in this environment, she's raising her hand, she's volunteering to read the monologue and sing the solo and do all the things. She's like thriving. And I got a text from her mom in all caps one day. She just volunteered to sing a song. And I was like, both of us are emoji sobbing and hearts and all of those things back and forth as the mom is sitting in the other room. But it was such a big step for this particular student, because we know how hard it is. She knows all of her lines. She sings beautifully, and she's a really grand actor. But being in that in-person space is terrifying for her. But here, there's a barrier, and then all of a sudden, it's very freeing.
Oh, that's fantastic. You wouldn't have learned that otherwise, would you?
No.
Are you still doing just one-on-one, or have you expanded that to more people, more faces on the screen?
We expanded, so the teachers felt pretty confident, and we got some really good feedback from our families, at that time when we were doing the 1-to-1. And as kind of all of us who've been working in this medium for 8 months, so we're going on 9 months now, we're learning, right? Like, we're learning what works, what doesn't work. I saw your interview last week, like, rehearsing music online is ridiculous. Somebody needs to come up with a platform to help us all out. But the feedback, between the feedback and then just researching and really becoming comfortable with this, we were able to host. We had 57 students this summer In one-to-one sessions, we have ensemble classes, musical theater, improv, acting, and then we started right away offering free classes that are kind of one-off classes in the evenings, and those are ensemble classes as well. So we offer a movement class. We had a Lego class this summer, a Shakespeare class.
A Lego class?
Yeah, yeah.
I love Lego. Oh my
yeah.
God, Legos.
The students came and built together, right? And it was, we just kind of showed one another our creations and threw a little storytelling in there, and it was great fun, right? And it provided a place for Lego lovers and storytellers, alike to hang out.
Well, Skylar has a relationship with Pink Umbrella because Kate and her company have been part of our outreach programs. We go into the schools and work with students who identify with disabilities. And I observed one or two of those sessions, and it's as beautiful as anything you'll ever see anywhere. Why? It may seem like an obvious question or obvious answer, but why do you think that theater, or the work that you do through Pink Umbrella, is such a great vehicle for people who identify with disabilities? Why does it work? Can you respond to that?
Yeah, I think theater at its core is, we do it because we love telling stories, right? And if we were to really break down acting, but 95% of it is nonverbal and 5% of it is verbal, right? So it works in a way for our students to really kind of come to the table as they are, right? Like as a teacher and a director, you look around the room. If you're doing a play, you're looking at the people who are in the room, you're finding their strengths, you're incorporating their whole selves into the characters that they're portraying. And what I think theater provides is just a landscape that kind of evens it all out, right? Like when we walk into that rehearsal hall together, we are all one, we are all on the same playing field, and we're all in it together. And what I love about Pink, specifically our company members, is that they bring their whole selves to the table, and they're unapologetic for that. Like they're not masking, they're not trying to be anything different than they are. And then we're taking some of those characters and looking at them through their lens, which provides a unique view on their unique view into that world of the play. And I think, theater teaches us to be on time. It teaches us to work together. It teaches us to collaborate, to communicate. And I've been saying those things for years, right? Like it teaches you just how to be, I think, a better human, on a lot of levels. Empathy, right? Yeah. So, so why not come and play, right? And come and play in a space where you're welcomed and accepted for who you are in that moment of time.
Yeah, one of the things I noticed in watching you work with these students was that the work meets the participant at their level, whatever it is, because they were very differently able people in that room, and they all felt the same elation when they, got to sing their part or did their choreography at the right time or something. And just, you don't find smiles like that every day, everywhere. So it's really, really beautiful work. Should we roll some tape from your drive? There's a videotape of one of your students, I think, or one of your participants.
Yeah. So Clayton's one of our company members, and he performed Henry V once more Unto the Breach for us on Sunday. So if Jamie Lynn's got that ready to go, that would be really great for us to share.
Great, a little bit of Shakespeare.
A little Shakespeare.
I'm going to perform Once More Unto the Breach from Shakespeare's Henry V. Once more unto the breach, dear friends, once more, or close the wall up with our English dead. In peace, there's nothing so becomes a man as modest stillness and humility. But when the blast of war blows in our ears, then imitate the action of the tiger. Stiffen the sinews, summon up the blood, disguise fair nature with hard favored rage. Then lend the eye a terrible aspect. Let pry through the portage of the head like the brass cannon. Let the brow o'erwhelm it as fearfully as doth the gold rock o'erhang and jutty its confounded base. Swilled with the wild and wasteful ocean. Now set the teeth and stretch the nostril wide. Hold hard the breath and bend up every spirit to its full height. On, you noblest English, whose blood is fed from fathers of war-proof, fathers that, like so many Alexanders, have in these parts from morn till even fought and sheathed their swords for lack of argument. Dishonor not your mothers. Now attest that those whom you called fathers did beget you. Be copy now to men of grosser blood, and teach them how to war. And you, good yeoman, whose limbs were made here in England, show us here the mettle of your pasture. Let us swear that you are worthy of your breeding, which I doubt not. For there is none of you so mean and base that hath not noble luster in your eyes. I see you stand like greyhounds in the slips, straining upon the start. The game's afoot. Follow your spirit, and upon this charge cry, God for Harry, England, and St. George.
Whoa, what an
I
amazing
know.
voice and sense of language and musicality. Wow.
Yeah,
Does that guy sing? Beautiful.
he does.
Good.
Yeah.
That's worth a donation. Where do I go to donate and get matched, right? Tell us where to go. www.
IncomeRellaTheater.org. There's a donate button right at the top of the page when you land.
Are you theater ER?
ER, yeah.
We're theater RE at Skylight, but that's okay. We can agree to disagree on that. That was amazing. So what was the process of getting Clayton is his name?
Yeah.
So like who picked the monologue? How did Clayton get from, hi, here's a Shakespeare monologue to that performance?
Yeah, so Clayton is one of our students who started with us right away with the one-to-one classes, and this is a really great platform for him, right? He has a lot of sensory sensitivities, and being in different, we're as you know, because we work together, like I'm operating out of my home, we're kind of roaming to community partner for space and those kinds of things. And so Clayton, it's difficult for Clayton to be in the room with his sensory sensitivities, but then also, some of our classes are in different places, and that doesn't really work for him. So he actually was one who started with us right away with the coaching sessions. He's been working with James Fletcher, who's a brilliant Shakespearean actor, teacher, director. He worked with Ali Bonishow this summer on his voice. He's got a beautiful singing voice as well. He's currently working with Ryan Kappelman, who we all know and love. And Mitch Boltman is working with him right now to teach him the ropes of voiceover work, because that's just kind of a great place for Clayton in the sense of using that beautiful instrument of his. In a place that's safe, you can do voiceover work from your home, and so we just embarked on that journey with him as an actor. You just kind of need to find the ways that work best for your company members and assist and accommodate, right?
That was a really impressive performance. Gorgeous, wonderful.
Yeah, and Fletch will tell you, he throws new monologues at him every week, and Clayton has an innate sense to just pick up the words, the timing, the meaning.
The expresses, the music. Yeah. It's brilliant. Wow.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I can gush about him. About him all day.
And I'm sure you have many more to gush about as well.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so let's repeat the thing. Donation drive.
Yep, digital donation drive now through Giving Tuesday, which is December 1st. Okay. And like I said, if anybody is willing to donate financially, they can go straight to our website, and there's a donate button now there. But as a small theater company and a newer theater company, what I think means more to us right now is spreading the message, right? And we all know that theater changes you as a human being, right? So the more people that are aware of Pink Umbrella and sharing our message and sharing it with people who might not know that this platform exists, for them to share their stories and eventually come, when we can be back in person, come design our sets and our lights and our sound and direct the shows and do all the things. So
Also, if you have people who identify with disabilities that don't know about you, spread that word.
right. Yeah.
You said you had another thing that wasn't quite official. You want to talk about the other thing?
Sure. So we're writing a play. It's going to be kind of like a scavenger hunt. Our company members will do it in Zoom, and then we will send sensory items to homes. It'll be for young children, probably 4 to 10, and we're hoping that the adults in their homes will hide those items, and then the actors will bring them through a journey where they need to go find. So your home will become the stage, and the engagement will happen both, kind of both ways. So 2021.
All right. Go Pink Umbrella Theater Company. Kitty Cummings, thanks. Jamie Lynn, welcome back.
I just want to pop in for a second because we don't have any questions, but everybody was just blown away by Clayton. There's like many bravos. And then Joanna said, congratulations on the matching grant. Yeah, I just have to say, full disclosure that my daughter has worked with Pink Umbrella. She does not excel in the virtual environment like Clayton does, but I loved watching her in the final performance last year. Just the joy and the friendship and the camaraderie of all the students and all high fives, and it's just such a great environment. So I will say, yeah, if you have somebody who identifies somebody in your life who identifies with a disability, I would highly recommend getting them involved with Pink Umbrella, because even if it's not, like they're not in the theater, it's about the community so much as the theater itself. So thank you so much, Katie, for your brilliant brain and making this happen.
Thank you for having me, Michael. It was great chatting with you this morning.
Me too. I look forward to seeing you in action again.
Yeah, and we'll partner again.
Yep.
Right?
Yes, I would like that.
All right, Jamie Lynn, should we buzz off?
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm just gonna cover a few other things going on here, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, bye everybody.
Sir, okay, I'm just going to cover other things going on in the Theater Alliance community, one of which is Yorn. Would you like to once again, because it's finishing up here soon, is it?
It is, I think the 14th or something.
I have the 12th.
12th, maybe the 12th, yeah. So rush to our website, Skylight Music Theater, RE.
RE, yeah.
And it's called Being Earnest. And imagine Oscar Wilde meets Austin Powers. So it's the importance of being earnest. Oscar Wilde's fabulous, brilliant play, reset by fabulous composer, lyricist, book writer Paul Gordon, who is known for Jane Eyre on Broadway and Daddy Longlegs all over the country, and Jay Gruska, who is his writing partner. And it's a 1960s groovy mod setting of Importance of Being Earnest with all local Milwaukee talent. They're amazing. We shot it in 7 different homes and spent thousands of hours editing it together to be, more than a Zoom play. With full-on musical, full-length musical, great performances, amazing music, super fun, super funny, super groovy. Anyway, go to our website, check it out. It's a bargain.
Yeah, you can find a promo there, but we played the promo last week too when you were in the interview seat.
Yes.
So if you want to watch last week's episode, Mr. Unger will talk about more about that. Do you have any further information about the rescheduling of Little Shop or anything like that?
Well, because of, I think it's phase 4.2 in the city of Milwaukee, we are unable to perform Little Shop on its current schedule. We are postponing it. I mean, we actually had one day on stage with the spectacular cast, again, local except for one from Chicago. And it was just to see them work together and to hear their voices, because we'd only heard them on Zoom before, just was stunning. So it'll be back. We don't know. As soon as we're allowed to have people in the theater, we will be back with Little Shop and other things. We are moving towards some more virtual programming, which we are going to be announcing soon. So keep your ears and eyes out for that from Skylight. You know, it's a great, oh, there, look, there it is.
Yeah.
You know, I'm proud to be part of this community. It's extremely exciting, and because of many theater companies that make it happen here. So thank you, Jamie Lynn.
Yeah, you bet. And then we also have our interviewer of last week, Joanna Ponasek at Milwaukee Opera Theater. They still have their collaboration with the Decameron Opera Coalition, Tales from a Safe Distance. That goes all the way through the end of the year. So you can go to MilwaukeeOperaTheater.org and watch the whole series. Really awesome project.
You can access the whole series from her site.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
great. Good.
Yeah. All the links will be at Milwaukee Opera Theater site, and you can find out all about MOT while you're there. Voices Found Repertory. They have their 3-day audition. This is an industry thing. 3-day mission audition workshop series, spans over 3 weeks. 20-minute coaching sessions. You can find out more about that at voicesrep.com. Village Playhouse has a couple of things coming up here. They have auditions for Little Women, a radio play. That's held this Monday, Sunday and Monday? What's the 8th? What day are we on? What year is it? Where are we?
The 8th is Sunday.
Okay, so Sunday and Monday, they have from 6:30 to 8:30. They're having auditions for their radio play. And then on Tuesday, they have their performance, virtual performance of their 2 selections from their 35th annual One Act Festival. Marjorie Pagel's Good Neighbors and Gary Jones is the Oldest Crawford County Widow Tells All. That's at villageplayhouse.org. And then UW Milwaukee at Waukesha Theater Department has Zoom plays going on. They have one coming up this Thursday, November 12th from 7:30 to 9:30. Community members can email Steve Decker for login info, and I'll have all of this at the end of the video when we post the nice clean edited version with all the info. And then elsewhere in the community, Theater Gigante is collecting stories for a future project, and First Stage is presenting The Girl Who Swallowed a Cactus, which is streaming until November 22nd of 2020.
Fantastic.
We've got a pretty active community for being a pandemic.
Yeah, that's right.
We do what we can, right?
Show must go on, even if I'm on, as they say.
Show must go on. So thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
For hosting.
Oh, pleasure.
And I've already had confirmation that Katie Cummings will be hosting next week. So those in the community who want to be interviewed by Katie Cummings,
just know you're the next host.
Yeah, because we're trying to. We think it's a really cool little concept to just keeps things fresh. Nobody has to face for too long. And if you really hate the host, it's okay. It'll change next week. So no, it's not you. It's me. That's why we had to change it right from the start. So yeah, again, thank you, sir. And thank you all out there for watching and staying engaged and keeping going with us. And we'll talk to you next week.
Okay.
On You've Got a Thing.